Hey guys, it's Diane. Oh, looking a little wild here. Went looking for a house. Well, wasn't all that great. They always make them look really good online, you know, and they stage them with furniture and all kinds of stuff. But the family owned the house, a beautiful old home. It was 100 years old, owned by the family, nobody else. Probably, I'm thinking the granddaughter or something owned the house. And it was a family estate. So they must have put her in a home where she died. Probably died if it's an estate. And they never did anything to the upstairs. So it looks like they put a new roof on. Well, ceilings were falling down. Walls were falling down. You couldn't walk on the porch. The downstairs was beautiful. It needed some work too. So I'm not sure. I said, no. But really pretty sad. In the neighborhood, there was one house across the street. I don't know if anybody was living in it, and the other one was, I think, condemned. There was a hole in the ties. No. So that area used to be beautiful when I was a kid. So, yeah, sad, right? The price was good, but that's why. I knew it was too good to be true. So that's where I was. I took a little time getting here today. So we're going to announce the winners of, while I'm waiting for everybody to get on. I really liked everybody's work. Jerry put in a whole bunch of stuff, which she usually does. But what I liked about hers was the ripped one she did with paper and with the buttons. So I'm giving her a prize for that one. And the other winner is Joe Ellen. And I'm giving it for her little hedgehog with the sunflowers, which I thought was absolutely adorable and really different. And I liked her other one with the in the vase, but that was definitely my favorite. So both those guys got Happy Mail. So yay! Congratulations, guys. Joe Ellen and Kathy Joe both went Happy Mail this month. And as you've seen, I put it on there. We're doing leaves and trees and stuff for September. And the next order of business is by next weekend or thereabouts. I got 2 addresses already. Anybody that sends me an address, I'm going to send you like Happy Mail. You're going to do a card. And we'll do that at the end of class. We'll go over. I got an envelope, any size envelope, anything you want to do. You can go buy cardstock, but I'm just going to rip some paper out of my book and give you some ideas of what you can do. But you can do anything. You can do multimedia. You could do watercolor, anything you want. You could glue buttons on there, whatever you want. And you mail that to me, and I'll show everybody your work. And then all those people will be up for Happy Mail. And everybody who sends me one, I'm going to send them one back too. And we'll have winners. So if I get like 20 or 30 of them, that'll be too much to do. So I'll just pull names, and I'll send them Happy Mail and, prizes. So that's pretty much it. So just send me your address, and then we'll go from there. So I'm thinking Tuesday I might do some multimedia. So anybody that can watch Tuesday, I do rewatch. I'll have a bunch of ideas of things that you can do. But by next weekend. And on the 8th is the last day to join my membership. That's it. I'm not opening it again for a while. I haven't had anybody sign up. That's fine, because I'm doing all new stuff in there. I'm changing it around. I'm adding new paintings every month, and the majority of my new ones, that's where they're going. So there, or it'll be a couple now and then in here, because, you joined the group. So, and that's pretty much it. And if you guys see on the main page, I did a thing about doing a shopping bag. I'm looking to order some. I'm not going to order a bunch. But if you guys want to do the shopping bag, you can go online and buy packs of 3 for like $10. If you're interested in something about doing a shopping bag class, and I'll show you how to paint a shopping bag. Or any kind of cloth subject we could do. That's another day. So anyways, we're going to do this painting right here. Now, I'm going to do this again on paper, but you could do this on canvas or anything you got, really. And this is what you call a monochromatic. That means you use less colors. So basically, you could use yellow and black for this, or black and white, and you can do the whole painting. Or you can do like what I did, blue, black, and white. Or you could do yellow, white, and black. But basically, it's really not that many colors. You can do the whole painting in 2 colors. It's called a monochromatic, when they all kind of like match. Hey, Jerry. So you won, Jerry. You won a prize. And so did Joellen. So I'm going to do this right now and get started here. I'm going to put this on the big one. It's over here. Sorry, I had to go look at that house, and things go so fast, and I didn't see that till 8 o'clock last night. So I called her. It had been in the market 15 hours, and there was already a bunch of people looking at it. Mostly investors, so they're going to rent that out. They'll get $1,300, $1,400 for each flat, but that upstairs needed like $50,000, maybe more. It had so many problems. There was no kitchen. All right. So I think it was a little lady. She lived downstairs for a long time. So that was last night's class. This is tonight's class. All right, so I am going to start this by doing a circle. All right, I'm going to do a circle, make the moon. And we're going to fade it out with black at the end. I'm not doing this until the end. Now, you can do this small. I have the original one is on a small, in my small multimedia. This one, because I kind of design, you know, paintings and these things. So, you can do it on anything. And you can do really big. You go like a 16 by 20 if you want to do a great big from like your front porch or something. Or you can even do a wall with this design. It's pretty simple. So you can do your own kind of witch, your own kind of pumpkin. I'll show you what to do. So I'm going to start out with a flat square brush. Let me get some paper towels. And I got some fun stuff this week to do in next week's classes. We're going to do the multimedia and something just to show you different things you can do with the cards. And I got some pumpkins to paint. All different sizes. Which I think it might be in your Happy Mail. And then I got some little tiny canvases. I did these a couple years ago and you guys loved them. Little box canvas with the finished sides. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with those yet. All right, so I'm going to get a flat square, 1 inch. Sure. Oh, no, that was one I was soaking. Hold on. A couple of these I soaked in alcohol. Forgot to put one of them in. All right, so there's your brush, 1 inch flat square. Let me see if you're up on here. Let me see. Oh, it's in the guides. I'm looking. Gotta recycle here. Hold on, just check and see if I can, then I know where to put all this so I can see it. Here I am. I see you can see this pretty good, right? Yeah. I'm gonna put this up there. So we're gonna make, I call it a sim roll. You're just gonna start out small and then get bigger. I'm gonna start with the white. It's on white paper, but if you do this, it makes it easier to blend it out. Make a big circle, about the size of a small cup. Take the blue, come right around the outside. Just start moving it towards the edges. And then I'm gonna, after I get done with the blue, I'm gonna go back. Now that one I added blue and white. This one is more blue, just blue. This section, there's a little white on the brush, dirty brush. And then we're gonna add blue and black and then black. Blue and black is the next one. And while it's still wet, you're gonna blend everything. No, I'm not going to add too much of the black around the edges yet because the brush will get really dirty. I'm going to come back with the white and the blue and just start messing with these edges a little bit. And bringing them out, lighten them up a little bit. Start blending them in towards the middle. Add a lot of blue. The thing is if you hit the middle, When it's dry, I went back and I re-hit that again. I just kind of redid it. Keeping it light towards the middle. Just keep cinnamon roll. Keep going around the circle. I'm not worried about the shape right now. This blue right into this black. So you want to get darker as you go towards the edge. It's going to be dry by the time we get this done. We can go back and adjust the moon shape. It's funner. Some point we're going to do that other pretty one with the Starry Night. I call it pumpkin pumpkin Van Gogh, like Van Gogh. Yeah, I'm gonna lighten this up a little bit more. This only really works if it's a little damp, but if it dries out on you, just wet your brush, dab a little bit, and it'll kind of re-wet it. Don't wait too long though. Your arm's gonna get tired. All right, so now you can start darkening this edge up. I think I need more blue. And this is a very dark blue. It is the Deco Art Royal Navy. You can see that Royal Navy. And white and just plain Mars black. Now you could do this in white and yellow and black, or even blue, but you get a green ring, so that's why I think the black would be better. I have done this with yellow though, too, so if you don't have the blue. Or you could just do black and white. Either one. They call them monochromatic. It's just not a lot of colors. Most of the time a monochromatic one is done with one color, and you just keep adding white and you get all different shades. But you're basically all like in one color family. Or tonal. The tones are different. Alright. So get all this black background on. I'm going to rinse it out real good. Start adding the white. You can see like I got like kind of like rings. Keep adding the white, and then I did this last. I went back and adjusted it. Fairly simple painting. It's just this is the most important part. So spend your time on making this look right, and the rest is really kind of easy. You just need a small brush and a medium brush, whatever. And you could do anything you want sitting on the fence. You could do a bat. You could do all pumpkins. You could do all cats. You could just do the witch if you want to. Do anything you want. Drying out. Some blue. Just keep doing it. Then you gotta start blending the black and the blue together on this edge. On the edge right here. Who's on here? Hey Joellen, you won. You won for your little hedgehog with the sunflowers, so you're getting Happy Meal. Jerry did too. I liked her where she ripped up the paper and she put the buttons on it. So you both get a prize this month. Yay! Say congrats, everybody. Anybody rewatch this, make sure you put hashtag rewatch so I can find out. You know, if you rewatched it, it'll pop up. If I just put hashtag in. Keep finding new buttons on my Facebook. Has redone a lot of their pages to keep changing stuff. I just found some more buttons again. But the hashtag thing's been around. I just keep forgetting. But just hashtag rewatch when you think of it. I added some blue to this. Every time I turn around, there's some new button. I love the reels one where you kind of like just, after you get done with your reel, or after you get done with my video today, it gives me the option of making a reel. Well, not in a group, only on my live page. So it says you can't do it in this group. I got so many rules. Too many rules. Then we'll add some blue and then white. So I see, Jerry, you can't see that post. I don't know what that's all about. And yet you can comment on the post. Does that make any sense? I can see your comments on the post, but you can't see the post. Ugh. But I get these things now where it says view post, and every now and then I can't get it. It'll say view post, it won't show the post. Most of the time it'll do it, but it won't all the time. So I don't know what they're doing up there in Meta. I have no idea. No idea. So I don't even know what to tell you with something like that. I have no idea. No idea. All right. Yeah, sometimes they won't let me. Typical Facebook. Ain't the only one. I've had that Jim every now and then. He's in California. He said he couldn't get on my page once in a while. So I put him in the group, and then, you know, he was the founder of the other group. He still had problems, so I don't know. Don't know. All right, so now I'm going to take like a medium round brush, and I'm going to just kind of straighten this up. So basically you just made a big cinema roll. You went from dark to light. Keep the middle as light as you can. Everybody's is going to be different. It's never the same because it's just, you know, freehand. This is not a stencil. I mean, I could do this in a stencil, but I don't really think it's necessary. The only thing I would do a stencil with would be the witch and the pumpkin, maybe. So I think the rest is pretty simple. Of course, I say that. I know, I understand, guys. But if you have a couple like Halloween stencils, you could do the stencil, which I do have in storage. I have a whole wad of stencils. You know, I'm an ambassador for Essential Stencils. But you can go look. It's still Diana's Deals. If you want to look, you got time to get stuff before Halloween. Diana Deals, when you check out, is a promo code. All right, so there's our little moon. I don't think it's perfect. It's good, though. Hey, let me dry it. Yeah, so I'm just going to show you Tuesday some, any kind of card. My sister has these big pink ones. I don't know where she got them from. Any kind, don't go out and buy a bunch of cardstock. The idea is to get creative. You could use the inside of cereal boxes. You could use any kind of paper. You know, I got like all kinds of, we just did all that printmaking. You can cut those up. My daughter's going to the dollar store later. I'm going to get some glue sticks instead of using expensive, I use gloss medium. But you know, a lot of times if it's not like archival, I'll just use good old glue. Just Elmer's glue works, and it covers it up and it seals it. Or Mod Podge. You know, like I said, any kind of glue stick. And that's usually plenty. Or you could do me a watercolor on some watercolor paper. Just kind of fit it to the size of whatever envelope you're going to use. And I'm going to mail you each a card. And then I expect you to bring a card back. And when I get that card, I'm going to give out Happy Meal. You know, if I get 6 cards, everybody gets Happy Meal. If I get 30 cards, then probably 5 or 6 will get, you know. But it's a good way to keep you painting and get your artwork out there, able to post it on the page. And it'll just be fun. I think it's something I'm going to do a couple times a year. Now, I got another friend who's doing it with playing cards, which I thought was a cute idea, too. It's a fairly expensive, you know, idea, too. So she did 3, but I'm just going to do a regular card. So get those creative juices flowing, guys. All right, so I'm going to get another back out to my flat square. Flat square. Now we're making kind of a picket fence. Now what I did was, water in there. I kind of just, now you could take the chalk again if you're worried you're going to screw it up. Where's my chalk? Hold on. You know, make sure it's dry. Dry it with something if you ain't got a dryer. Oh, there's my vitamin I was looking for. And you could just make yourself, just zigzag. Big, small, doesn't matter. This does make it a little bit easier. Then if one's not even, you can, you know, erase it with a little spit or some water. Then take your black. Get up high enough so that some of this is gone, but high enough so that you can set your witch and your pumpkin up there. So I'd say that's about 1/3 of the way, almost 1/3, not quite. And just come in and fill that all in with black. You could really have a lot of fun with this. You could put all kinds of stuff on here. I could see like 3 pumpkins or 3 cats or, you know, a couple witches. Like I said, if any of this chalk shows afterwards, it comes right off once it's dry. Wait till it dries. I'm going to cover all this with black. And we'll do them, and then I'll show you. You got to do highlights on them to make it look really good. I'll show you how to do that. Yeah, we're going to have a little Labor Day party. I got married on Labor Day weekend. My anniversary, I think, is Tuesday. Is it Tuesday?
Monday.
Monday? So the kids we always did something Labor Day. It used to be his father marched in the parade and all that kind of stuff. They used to have all this stuff in the little town he was from. Ain't nothing there anymore. It's like 3 buildings. Nothing there. But we always did, you know, hamburgers and hot dogs and yeah. All right. Christian, he served in the military, so that was important to him to, you know, show patriotism. But I don't think Labor Day was about military. It was more about, what was Labor Day about? It's about military, right, mostly?
No, Labor Day is about, like, workers' rights and the union.
Workers' rights, that's right.
Labor struggle.
Labor struggle, that's right. He was a union man at one point. Didn't have much union faith after a while. I think a lot of them lost that faith in the union. So they got too carried away. Took too much stuff. They had more rights than the companies, and the companies pulled out. We won't get into that though, okay? So we're gonna dry this right now. It's Labor Day. They used to have parades and stuff downtown in Phoenix. I think they still have a field days and a clam bake at the VFW, which was a lot of fun. Shitload of fun. All right. I am going to get a small round brush, guys. Small round brush. And I'm going to start making, now you could do the same, you could take chalk, and you can do the same thing, you can make a shape, but I just started out making her hat, big triangle first, like kind of over right in this area, because I'm going to put the broom up in there, so I'm going to make the hat, like here's a triangle, big triangle, I'll make her hat, and I kind of extend this hat like that. This is a round brush. I did her hair. No highlights on this yet. Did her hair. I think I got her down a little too low here. That's all right, because we're going to put some highlights on her. So she'll look like she's sitting on the fence. Like that. Then you want to take this and bring it right up into the moon. And then kind of long. And then make some little things like that. Her hand's going to show up here. I'll do that in a minute. Alright, so I'm going to wipe this off. I'm going to put a little bit of white. Make like a gray. Black and white. Make a gray. A light gray. Almost a white. And then you're going to kind of make her hair show up a little better here. And then her body is, I got it a little bit low, but that's okay. Make her body show up. I put a little blue in there too. Like right there. It's basically it's just a highlight and a low light. And then choo, 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 choo. Yeah, like she's sitting there. And then I got her little hand, just a little indication of a hand. No big deal. That goes right down to her body. I'm going to take more of that grayish white here. Put some more on her hair. Nothing fancy. Let me extend that head a little bit, cover that up right there. And then a highlight on the moon side, you're going to put a highlight. Now you could let this dry and do this with a, you could do this with a Posco pen too. You want it like more lighter on this side with the hair too, like this. Because that's where the moon would shine. Nothing fancy. And then I put a little bit more light on this, like that. Alright. So now the cat, he's just kind of poking up over the side there. I did him like this. I did him like that. Little half circle. Then his two kitty cat paws right up here. Two kitty cat paws. And then I did his ears. Like that. And then I did his tail. Like that. And I kind of just blackened it all and let it blend in. You guys see all this? Can you see it, you guys? Kind of dried off my dirty brush with my towel right here. And I made another gray over here. It's a grayish white, mostly white. And I'm going to get the top of his head, his ears, and the top of his tail. Well, I gotta fix this a little bit. Seen a couple more houses in Auburn, Jerry, that look kind of nice. The prices are good there. I don't know how the town is, but I've seen a couple. Nice ones, actually. So far, though. I mean, it's good in the summer. I love being out there, but in the winter, I don't like driving. I won't be going nowhere. I'll go anywhere in the winter now, no matter where I live. I'm not going nowhere. All right. Now we got this big butt pumpkin. So I just do a big pumpkin. He's bigger than both of these over here. Do it all in black. Just kind of get the shape in there first. Don't do the inside yet. Don't do the inside. And I make a stem. And I do this and do this. I do not make the inside yet. And then you rinse that brush off really good. You get some white, and do the facial features, which I did. these two long eyes. And then I did this crooked mouth. And then I painted around it. Cleaned my brush off again. And then just did black. We'll do a highlight on the other side in the top in a minute. Now you might want to dry this. I do wet on wet, you know, I'm very brave. So you might want to dry this before you do this. Put some highlights on the fence. We'll do the bats. Make sure you guys post these when you're done. Post them sometimes too on the main page. You know, because it'll show up that it's in the artsy row sometimes. Sometimes it don't, but if you post right to the main page, I don't think it will anyway, so. But people like to see what you're doing. If there's other groups and people are in the groups, and it helps. Free advertising. Yeah. Good for you and me. Alright, so I filled that all in, and it makes it look even brighter when you do it that way. Rinse it off again, go back into the white, and I'm going to do this highlight on here. Highlight here. Oops, not too much there. Do the highlight on this side, like that. Then go back over that white on the eyes and the mouth especially, because it never, sometimes you have to go over that a couple times. The wonkier the better, as far as the shape of that goes. Well, I'm kind of disappointed about that house, but I don't know. Disappointed. All right, so now I'm gonna make me some, like a little bit of a fence post here. I'm just gonna kind of do some highlights like that. Nothing fancy, don't get too fancy. It's just an old fence, like that. There you go. And now when I do a bat, you can practice this if you want. Let me roll it in the black paint. I bring it to a point. I roll my brush. Roll. I make a V first. Then I extend the arm. So now that looks like a regular bird off in the distance. You can extend the arm just a little bit longer. And you make these little V's, make 2 to 3. And that makes it look like a bat. Pretty simple. And you can put a body if you want to, little ears. It's up to you. I usually do 3. Usually. I could have used a smaller brush, but that's okay. So there you go. It's a little big here, but that's okay. That's okay. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, you can get pretty clever with this, do lots of stuff. I'm going to finish reading that one reading to you, too. I told you, I had done some different tests out of this book called The Artist's Way. And I'm reading through it, and it dawned on me, it's a 12-week course. And I don't really think you want to go through a 12-week course with me. But as I go, I can tell you what's going on. I would suggest, if you really want to do the course, that you get the book. And it is on Amazon. I actually ordered a used one. It was a little cheaper. It wasn't too expensive. The Artist's Way. And let me put this up. So I think that came out pretty cute, you guys. Let me put this up on the other mount. Right here. Oh, well, I think it's just you and... Like I said, if anybody rewatches this, let me know. Let me see who's on here. This has been a constant thing, how I'm getting different people on different stuff. I never know. Sometimes those people show up afterwards and they'll say that it was that they were on during the live. I don't know. Whatever. All right, so it looks pretty good, right? And that's the new one. I love these books where you can take them out and then put them back in. Here's the old one. So practice that and try different things. I can see like 2 pumpkins. I did this one last year. It was a class called City Cat. Did you guys see my City Cat? That was actually from my group, Paint Party Headquarters that I'm in. And it was a silhouette of a cityscape. You had like tall buildings, and she'd put like white windows on it, and then she put a cat on the top, and there was a moon behind it. The cutest thing. So I might even do that again for you guys. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff I've done in the last couple of years that the people ain't been around that they would probably like to see. Tons of it. So, and then all the new stuff goes into my group and this group, mostly the other group. All right, so I want water. Throw these away, and we'll talk about doing a thing one more time. But here's where we were. We were at, do not call procrastination laziness. Call it fear. A lot of times when we're talking smack, a lot of it is fear. We're never really going to do it unless we talk ourselves right out of it. I do it all the time. We all do. So some people think people that are procrastinator are lazy. They're not lazy. They're fearful, whether they realize it or not. So, and here it goes. Fear is what blocks an artist. The fear of not being good enough, the fear of not finishing, the fear of failure, of success, the fear of beginning it all. There's only one cure for fear, and that is, the cure is love. Use love for your artist to cure its fear. Use love for your artist to cure its fear. Stop yelling at yourself. Be nice. Call fear by its right name. So he does a whole thing about that, and we read that last week about being blocked, and that artists are not lazy, and that sometimes it's just getting yourself to move on. And I've told you about just sit down and do it, no matter what it is. So that was the end of that whole subject there. Then he goes on to talk about enthusiasm. It must take so much discipline to be an artist. We are often told by well-meaning people who are not artists but wish they were. What a temptation, what a seduction. They're inviting us to preen before an admiring audience. We act out the image that is so heroic and Spartan and false. In other words, like, I'm an artist. It took me a long time to even say that. I wouldn't admit that I was an artist. I was a hairdresser. They're artists, So as artists, grounding our self-image in military discipline, like sitting down every day and all that crap, is dangerous. In the short run, discipline may work, but it will work only for a while. By its very nature, discipline is rooted in self-admiration. Think of discipline as a battery, useful but short-lived. We admire ourselves for being so wonderful. The discipline itself, not the creative outflow, becomes the point. Discipline is not art. You didn't say that, I did. The part of us that creates best is not driven, disciplined, automated, functioning from willpower with a booster pride to back it up. This is operating on self-will. You know the image, rising at dawn with military precision at 4:30 in the morning, saluting the desk, the easel, and the drawing board. Over an extended period of time, being an artist requires enthusiasm more than discipline. Enthusiasm is not an emotional state. It is a spiritual commitment, a loving surrender to our creative process, a loving recognition of all our creativity around us. Then he goes on to talk about God and all that, about how he's involved. But basically, that's the truth of it. You know, I have many art classes I took, and they want you to sit down every day. Well, you know, you all have children and homes and businesses and jobs, and you know that that's not possible. And I told you it's better to live an artistic life than just to sit down and paint. I'm saying you really do need to put down at least a couple days a week. And I just kind of realized at some point that some people don't like, my sister talks about cleaning up the mess. The problem is you need a place where you can make a mess. You need a corner somewhere that you can create. And that way you ain't got to worry about what's going on in the rest of the house. And you have to yell at your kids, this is my space. I got you to your soccer practice. I got you to college. This is my time. This is mine. And you got to block it out. And that way you ain't got to worry about if it's perfect when you leave it and clean it all up, put it all away and all that. So that's your space. But in the meantime, you can look at clouds and you can draw on paper and you can do lots of things that don't require you to be there 15 minutes or an hour every single day. You can live an artistic life. I talk about even your cooking or putting on a pretty scarf or going to a museum or art show or someplace where they're selling art. You can be creative without sitting in front of an easel because you do have time to think about it. And I had taken this class with an SU professor and he talked about, I was sitting there like this, like the thinker. Remember that statue? And he's like watching me. And he kept catching him watching me. You know, what the hell's his problem? Well, he says, you know, not many people sit and look. You got to look. You got to think about it. You know, you got to not just draw it in your book, but you got to think about it. You got to like try to understand, like when you go see an artist and you see their work and try to figure out what they were thinking about and was that a brush or was that a palette knife? Is that on paper or is that on canvas or vellum? I never say it right, vellum, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Leading a more artistic life and being artistic has a lot more to do than sitting down and being disciplined and being regimented and only using one brush with one type of this, one type of that. You got to be creative and you got to have some enthusiasm. So if you're not feeling enthused like I did oil paints for 20 years, move on to something else for a while. You'll probably go back, which I'm thinking about it. So just to let you know that it's not all about just sitting down. You got to live a more creative life and try not to be so disciplined. There's nothing wrong with it, but it will be short-lived. All right, so that's enough for that. For now, we got our reading in. And I'm going to show you some stuff. Put this down again. So here's an envelope. Sister's got a whole thing around. Where'd she get the pink ones from? And I have cardstock at the house. I had a few pieces, but we did all that printmaking, and I got a ton of printmaking. Here's my bubble wrap. I ripped up some of those that I had done copies to do paintings on, so I had to replace my inkjet. And the colors came out funny, so I ripped them up. And here's some that I just painted on. There's some old cards I did. I didn't like them. You know, that was the different things we did. I got all kinds of, just like a slew of paper here. Here's some more. Here's those bookmarks we did. You know, you could use the paper up a Dunkin' Donuts bag. There ain't too much you can't use. There's a lot of stuff you could use. You get stencils. You could use stencils. You could use cardboard off of something. I just took this off a cap off of antibacterial wipes. You could use the circles. You could do like we've been doing with the multimedia. I got a lot of paper over here somewhere. A ton of it. Let me see. So just get your glue stick. Decide out what you're going to use on your paper. I was going to use this. This paper and this one is pretty stiff. I got notes. These are the addresses. And these are the new emails to get tracers. So I'm just going to use a piece of this, and I think it's going to fit in here. It's probably what you guys are going to be getting, so look for the pink envelopes. And I'm just going to, you know, glue stuff on and paint and make, you know, make stuff. So you can do just, if you're into the watercolors, just do me a little watercolor. Do me some circles. Have your grandchildren do them. Do something fun. It doesn't gotta be nothing. I just want you to be creative. Buttons, ribbon. I have at the house, I have, or I had, still have it, a bucket of stuff, and there was, remember those old, my grandmother, for sewing? What do they call those? You know what I'm talking about. They're the brown tissue paper. Those are a lot of fun. I've got, you could download all kinds of stuff. I downloaded sheet music. You could download newspaper print. Just about anything you could think of, you can download. So, whatever. I got this bubble wrap from, you know, there's that circle. You can get some different colors out. I don't expect nothing too fancy, but I do expect you to kind of get creative. But instead of using this expensive stuff, I would just use Mod Podge, and hopefully I'm going to get a glue stick today. I used them for quite a while, the glue sticks, so they work just fine. And regular old Elmer's glue works too. You can kind of take this orange, put it over here, and I can make myself a stamp. Make yourself some circles. Isn't that fun? Just keep yourself a little bucket of this kind of stuff. And I had some stickers right here I was going to use. I don't see them. Stickers. It said newspaper, anything you can rip up. Anything you can rip up. And I'll tell you that when you're ripped paper blends with this glues and stuff better than like a really even edge like that. So if you rip this way, see how this edge has the white? All right. This will blend better on top of it, this side. And this will probably show. So this side actually, this rip side actually lays down better than the other. You'll notice that if you rip up, if you pull up. And you want to blend that next section. You're going to rip up. You get fancy with a little gold. We're going to, I don't know if it'll be next week, but we're going to, because there can be classes, will be every 2 weeks now, we're going to experiment. See how that blends right in? You can barely see the line. If it was the other way, you would really see the line. With Gustav Klimt, I just watched the whole thing on gold leafing, and basically it's just glue with the leafing, then you just brush it off. I thought it was some big thing. It's not. But I think I'm just going to use some gold paint. And what else we got we can stick on here? So get creative. What do I got? I got this thing. This is the end of my bow dryer. Kind of. So this is basically what we did last week. Or what, a couple weeks ago we did this. The green and the orange looks good together. Whoosh. That dry. And you could put your name on it. You could squirt some gold on it. You could do like this golden has this liquid stuff. You could just squirt some on. Make an interesting design with it. There's a little gold. I had some gold here too. Gold. I don't see it. But I got these brushes too, these fancy brushes. And you just kind of can make this grid pattern. Or take a piece of cardboard and make a grid on it. Like a comb would work. And you get these kind of like, do whatever you want. So anyways, I think you get the idea. And this would be something you can mail to me. Now, when you do this, you can make a little note on the back. Put your name. And I'm going to keep it. And someday you'll be famous. And I'll have a piece of your artwork. And you'll have a piece of mine. So it's a good trade. All right, guys? That's pretty much it. I'm sending you art. You're sending me art. Not bad at all. And then I'm going to pull a name for a winner. Or winners, because I think I'm only going to have a few. But if I get a bunch, that would be awesome. So I'm thinking we're going to do something like this probably every few months. I'll make some kind of event. I'm thinking that the, I think that's cute. I'm thinking that the shopping bag event, I'll give everybody like a few weeks to come up with a shopping bag. And it wouldn't even have to be, as long as it's canvas or cloth, it wouldn't even, it could be handmade. It could be something you buy on Amazon. I've seen them at the dollar store. And some of the dollar store ones I've did, they were like that synthetic. And I did a purple one and a pink one. They color beautiful. I have a video. I'll put it out there. You guys can see it. Hopefully I can find it. But anything that's paintable, you could do that on. It doesn't have to be canvas bag. But I think we'd set up a time in a group and we all just go over there and paint canvas bags. Not complicated. Now I have a medium that I use to mix in the into the acrylic, but really for a canvas bag you're probably not going to wash it, so you can just use acrylic. That's what I did, and it was fine, and I've washed it and it was good. So I did it on a t-shirt just to try it. Guess what, it worked. It's fine. I did it with a stencil. So that's pretty much it for today. I don't know what part of Auburn, Jerry. But let me tell you something. It don't matter what part of Auburn, it's better than here. The bad sides here are, oh, they're real bad. Oh, God. So, yeah, I don't know. I just was looking. I'd have to go look at it anyway, so I didn't ask what side. It just says Auburn. It doesn't say left side, right side, south side, north side. I'm sure might be. I can try, see what it says. I don't know. All right, guys, so have a great afternoon. I will see you Tuesday. I think we're going to do a little more multimedia. And I got some more Halloween stuff we're going to do. And I got those little pumpkins. These little pumpkins. And you might be getting a little artwork, either a plain one or a decorated one. I'm going to do classes on them. I'm going to sell them, maybe. I have some at home, and I never finished, and I was going to sell them, and I got to open my Etsy store. I got it started, never finished it. So aren't these cute? They were like $11 on Amazon. And the dollar, there's like 20 here, 16. It's cheaper in the dollar store. So, all different sizes. And then I got some small canvases again. Same thing, like $11. So there's a few classes. I'm not sure. Last year, year before I did, you guys are with me, I did coneflower on them. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I was thinking maybe doing like a little Mono Esco work on them maybe. So I'll let you know. Right, guys, so I will see you Tuesday. And anybody that wants to join this little card exchange, send me your address. And by next weekend, around 8, 9, 10, something like that, and I will get that started, and I will do some cards for you guys. All right, so have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming. Bye, guys.